Hey everyone, how are you all doing? I am so happy to be here today and continuing my reading videos as usual. I would love to hear how all of your guys' Valentine's Day went, even if you didn't really do much. I know I didn't really do much, we just pretty much stayed home, but it was a relaxing stay at home, so that was good and kind of needed. Thank you so much to all of you who are here, who are viewing my videos, subscribe to my channel, leaving me your beautiful comments. I so appreciate hearing from all of you, and it means so much to me when you guys can get something of benefit to you from the work that I do. And it's just so nice to have this Twin Flame Soul Tribe here, as I call all of you guys. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. Please do double check and make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. And whether you are new here or a returning viewer, please be sure to like these videos. By taking these two actions, you are energetically signaling your presence here to me. I'm able to pick up on your energy a little bit easier and channel more specific information or messages for you and your situation. In a way, you are signaling to spirit that you are open and willing to receive the messages or guidance that might come through during these readings. As I was meditating earlier today, I was strongly picking up on this divine masculine energy. And please do remember that divine masculine and feminine are simply energies. They're not necessarily correlated to biological gender. So you could be biologically a male and resonate with divine feminine energy check-ins or readings, and that's totally normal. Happens all the time. So I was feeling this divine masculine energy that seems to be at a stalemate in terms of making a decision whether to remain in his twin flame connection or journey, or whether he should leave. Now, this is very ironic because for those of us who are familiar with the concept of twin flames, we all know that you cannot willingly just walk away from this journey, because the energetic connection can never be broken. You absolutely have free will, and you can decide whether or not to label your connection on the 3D physical plane as a relationship. You can choose whether or not you interact with your twin flame on the 3D physical level. But the journey itself and the connection, energetically speaking, on a soul level, can never be severed, because twin flames are one soul housed in two bodies. And you can never sever your connection with your own soul, you know? So that's why I say that that's truly not possible for someone to quote unquote walk away from the twin flame journey. But I feel like there is a divine masculine or some divine masculines in the collective who are going through an ego death experience and are wondering if this is something they can handle, because it is a very intense experience and it's definitely not always pleasant. You know, especially in the beginning stages when you don't quite know what is going on, and you're, you know, the unawakened twin is just being triggered into levels of awakening and ascension that they don't necessarily understand on the 3D physical plane. So I just wanted to read into this energy that I was picking up on so strongly, because I felt that if I am picking up on it, then there must be someone on this channel who's listening that this could be for. So I am going to start this reading with the Moonology deck, and we'll see what comes through here. One card has already come out, but I'm going to preface this by saying you can feel free to set your intentions for this reading right along with me. You can say it in your mind, say it out loud, leave it in the comments, however it resonates or feels best to you. I will set my intention for this reading that may all the twin flames on my channel, listening to my videos at wherever they are on the planet, at whatever time that they come across this, hear what they need to know. So I pulled 4 cards here from the Moonology deck. The first card here is the answers you need are coming, a full moon in Gemini. So the first thing that I heard with this card is use your intuition. So I feel like there is the divine masculine whose energy that I'm connecting with is not very connected to his intuition at this point, and that makes sense if he is actively going through the beginning stages of an ego death process. The more we undergo ego death, the more spiritual, awakened, and in tune with our third eye and crown chakras we become, the 6th and 7th chakras. So I truly feel like this divine masculine is strongly being guided by spirit back to his intuition, and to not try to control the situation in the 3D physical by thinking that he has to make a decision whether to stay or walk away from this twin flame connection, because he needs to allow the process to unfold naturally. That is what the counterparts spiritually planned before they incarnated here on Earth. Expect powerful change. Yes, so this is very synchronistic, you guys, with the ego death experience that I just spoke on, because when you go through the ego death process, you will experience powerful changes on both a spiritual and a 3D physical level. There will be many, many changes in your life and in your mindset, the way that you approach and view things when you go through ego death, because your perspective is changing, your vibrational alignment is changing, and anything that is not aligned with your highest vibrational potential and that is not for your highest good will automatically crumble and fall out of your life. So ego death process looks like a lot of tower moments, and for some who are very strongly grounded in the 3D matrix, that can look like tower moment after tower moment after tower moment. So I feel like this divine masculine attributes some of those tower moments to his twin flame connection, even though I don't feel like he is in communication with his counterpart in the 3D physical. I feel like there is a very strong 5D connection with these counterparts that I'm connecting with energetically, but I don't feel like there has been any movement in the 3D physical. However, I do feel like that is about to change. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. Yes. So I do feel like there could be some Taurus energy here that I'm connecting with, whether sun, moon, or rising, and this could be either for the divine feminine counterpart or the divine masculine. Prosperity lies ahead is reassuring these counterparts that whatever they are going through is not in vain, but they do have to do their own inner healing work. And I feel like both parties are trying to do that, but because this twin flame couple, so to speak, not necessarily a couple in the 3D physical, but just the two counterparts are in the very beginning stages of their journey. I feel like it probably hasn't been too long, since the ego death process began, which is why it's so overwhelming for this divine masculine, and he's at that stalemate where he knows that this is something that he can't really control. However, his 3D ego mind keeps telling him to try to do that. And he thinks he can do that by trying to walk away. And I feel intuitively like he probably has tried to walk away by burying his feelings or denying the way that he feels to himself or others, potentially wearing a false mask in the 3D physical world and not even admitting his feelings to people in his circle, let alone the divine feminine. However, this card, the last card I pulled, it's time to take action, new moon in Aries. So you guys, this is very synchronistic because 3 out of the 4 cards that I pulled are all new moon. This is new moon eclipse, new moon in Taurus, and new moon in Aries. Then the first card was full moon in Gemini. So the times of the new moon are extremely emotionally overwhelming. However, what I think this card is speaking to with respect to it's time to take action is, I believe, healing sacral chakra or second chakra wounds. And I don't believe that there is any 3D physical action that is being asked by Spirit to be taken by either counterpart at this point. I feel like this is more of a spiritual 5D level action that Spirit is guiding them to take, which is to tune inward as much as possible to heal their energies and to heal even past life wounds that may be manifesting as undesirable patterns or behaviors or codependencies in this lifetime. I just heard addiction, so I feel like there might be some form of addiction. I don't feel like it's substance. I feel like it's more behavioral or mindset addictions that one of these counterparts is struggling with, that I feel like is causing some blocks in their chakra centers, in their energy centers, and not allowing them to fully heal because they were repeating. And when I say they, I mean he or she, because I'm not sure whether this is referencing the divine masculine or divine feminine counterpart. But I feel like that this must be for the masculine. However, if you are a divine feminine resonating with these messages, then definitely take it as so, and use your intuition to know which messages are for you and which may be for others. But I do feel like a lot of inner work and energy healing is needed for these counterparts to make forward progress towards ascension, and then ultimately getting closer to energetic union. So those were some powerful messages, you guys. Yes. So at the bottom of the deck, it says it's time to release negativity and full moon card. This is the second full moon card in this reading, full moon in Scorpio. So I definitely do feel like there is some water sign energy here as well. So we have earth sign, the Taurus, and then water sign energy, whether sun, moon, or rising. Take it how it resonates. But I feel like, yes, this release negativity card is actually speaking to those wounded behavioral patterns that these counterparts might be replaying or reenacting in the 3D physical world, that Spirit is guiding them towards healing through this ego death and awakening experience. So let's see, what other messages do we need to know for this twin flame couple that I am connecting with at this time? So yes, we have the Page of Pentacles, and in this case I feel like the Pentacles are talking more about self-worth, feeling adequate in life, and just the fact that this is a page card tells me that there is still a significant level of emotional immaturity here. And I heard childlike, so I feel like there is a childlike element to the way one of these counterparts, potentially the divine masculine, thinks about you know, how he can bring his life into order. So he's still learning his own self-worth. He is still learning how to balance the need to serve others with serving his own needs as well, filling his own cup, so to speak. And that's very synchronistic because the Fool card actually came out in reverse, which speaks to the fact that there is no 3D movement at this time, and there probably won't be for some time because as I mentioned earlier, these counterparts seem to be in the very beginning stages of their journey. So whatever leap of faith or forward movement or action that the divine feminine counterpart is really, you know, waiting for with bated breath is going to happen, but it's not near, or at least not as near as she would like it to be. Right now, this is a time for healing. So let's see, what other messages can I channel for you guys? Page of Cups. Yes, that was the first card that I saw here. And how synchronistic, you guys. Two of Swords. Yes, this is confirmation of the stalemate that I feel like the divine masculine who I was connecting with is at energetically, emotionally, and mentally, and potentially even physically. I feel like he feels trapped. I heard trapped. So I feel like he's feeling trapped in some kind of a situation, whether it's he's feeling mentally trapped or there's something going on in his 3D physical surroundings that's causing him to feel trapped, and he's you know, kind of fighting with his inner self to release what he can that's causing him stress, but he is not accurately pinpointing what it is that's causing him stress. He's kind of putting it back on the twin flame journey when I feel like there's something else going on in his life that's actually the major stress factor. And we also have the Two of Pentacles here, which I heard juggling. So I feel like, yes, the divine masculine is juggling with what he thinks is required of him in the 3D physical, the responsibilities he feels like he has to fulfill toward himself, toward his family and work or whatnot. And he's juggling that against the ever increasing desire to be with his divine feminine, which ironically is manifesting as, you know, oh my gosh, I feel so attached or attracted to you that I feel like I have to leave because it's too intense and I can't handle. Yes, I heard intense. So I feel like that's what that's speaking to. So we have the Page of Cups here. Again, a page card signifying a lot of emotional immaturity at this point because the awakening process has just begun. He desires to offer the divine feminine his cup of love, but he truly does not know how to do that, what steps to take, and if he can even handle the intensity of this connection, which is the intensity sometimes makes him want to draw away. But we have the Three of Wands here, you guys, which is a very positive card in terms of stepping forward in life, stepping forward towards a project or your awakening, whatever, however this resonates for you. But in terms of the divine masculine that I'm connecting with, this is a very futuristic, predictive card that whatever he is going through, he is going to survive that, overcome these tower moments, and he's going to come out on the other side so much more awakened and ready for the beautiful new beginnings that are waiting for him in the future with his divine feminine counterpart. So let's see, with this here, let's go to the romance angels and see what other guidance can we get, Spirit. What else do the counterparts listening to this reading need to know? Okay. I heard running. I feel like this divine masculine is truly, excuse me, trying to run from his feelings. Yes, it is safe for you to love. So this divine masculine is being guided through all these tower moments, through all these experiences, and even through the current stalemate that he's at right now, that it is safe for him to love. That yes, the connection is intense, and that tends to make him draw away at times, but this is a divinely guided and divinely protected connection, and he is safe. Both counterparts are safe. This could be the one, yes. So through all these tower moments, I heard awakened to the fact that this could be the one. So I feel like that is exactly what's happening. Every tower moment that this divine masculine goes through is going to instill in him more solidly, further and further, that his divine feminine counterpart is the one for him. And the last card, yes, express your love. So this speaks to the fact that this divine masculine is spiritually being guided to remove that false mask that he's wearing in the 3D physical and be honest about the way he feels about his divine feminine. I feel like this divine masculine is secretive in general about a lot of things, which is typical of water sign energies, which is what I feel like the divine masculine is. And I feel like the earth sign could potentially be the divine feminine. So I feel like he has a habit of wearing that false mask. He doesn't want people to know necessarily what his plans are or what he's going through in the 3D physical. He just is very private and kept to himself. So I believe in terms of his twin flame connection, he is being guided here to be more open about that. More open, at least with himself at first, and then, you know, when he feels safe with other people, about the way that he feels about his divine feminine counterpart. I'm gonna go to the energy oracle deck here and see what other information we could channel. I don't know why, but every time I speak for these videos, my mouth just tends to run so dry, and I always forget to keep something to drink next to me. So let's see, what other information do we need to know for these counterparts who may be listening? Yeah, the garden and the gate. So I feel like this card is truly speaking to the divine feminine in the 3D physical, feeling very locked out and shut out of her divine masculine's life. I feel like she's kind of watching him from a distance and wishing that there could be some movement in the 3D physical, wishing that there could be some communication, but that the fact that it's not happening just yet is making her feel very just shut out and alienated. I heard alienated from her counterpart. So it sounds, or it feels to me like she is afraid of becoming strangers, you know, or becoming like a stranger for this divine masculine. But the goddess of the moon card also came out here, which means this divine feminine is also in the ascension process, which of course all of these spiritual processes between twin flames are always mirrored. Even their 3D lives are always mirrored. And it could be, you know, like an opposite mirroring where, for example, if one... So let's say it this way, both counterparts have divine feminine and divine masculine energies within them. And if you have a divine feminine energy that is more dominant within you, then your counterpart will have the divine masculine energy more dominant within them. So that's what I mean by you know, opposite mirroring or inverse mirroring, I guess you could call it. But I feel like this divine feminine is definitely ascending, which is triggering those tower moments for her divine masculine that is leading to his own awakening. So because it feels like this divine feminine is more of the awakened twin, which is synchronistic with this card here, because she knows that he is her counterpart. Their 5D connection, as I said in the beginning, is extremely strong. And the throat chakra card also came out, the 5th chakra card. And I feel like a lot of you in the collective are also seeing the number 333. I feel like that is, and I also just saw 33 on my recording timer here. So if you are seeing that angel number specifically, this reading could definitely have a message for you. But because this card refers to the throat chakra, it's speaking to the fact that there is communication, but it's in the 5D. The 3D physical communication will come later, and this is something that the divine masculine truly does want to do when he's not at war with himself about whether or not to continue down this divinely guided path. But that communication on an astral level is very strong between this pair. So let's see, what else do I need to know? What other messages can I channel for the collective? Yes. So there are adjacent possibilities with respect to how the divine masculine kind of acts out, I can say, in the 3D physical. So there is a strong possibility that he would want to withdraw from this connection many times before he ultimately ascends and accepts the fact that he cannot walk away from something that his soul is attached to. That this is one counterpart that he cannot walk away from because of the fact that they are actually one being in two bodies. So yes, this thinking man card is the one that I most strongly associate with a divine masculine in 3D matrix-based, ego-based thinking. And that's exactly where this divine masculine is right now, which is why there is an adjacent possibility with respect to how he's going to react for this connection. You know, whether he decides, quote unquote, that he's going to sever ties and walk away, which is energetically impossible. But the fact that he's tried doing this in the past, as I spoke on before, that the energy becomes so intense for him sometimes that he does draw away, it makes him anxious that he can't draw away. So even though there are times when he tries to shut that off, and he very actively tries to shut that off by throwing himself harder, I feel like, into projects or work or something like that, but that anxiety of the divine feminine always being in his heart and at the back of his mind never leaves him. So with the Healer of the Ages card here, I feel like that desire to walk away is being healed as the energetic wounds are being healed. So if you remember, when I was using the Moonology deck, we spoke to some sacral chakra wounds that are potentially from past lives that this divine masculine is actively healing. When those sacral chakra wounds heal, that is when energetic reunion will become possible, because the second chakra is highly associated with pleasure, with intimate connection and things like that, and those are exactly the things that the divine masculine is not allowing himself to experience at this time. And that's why those energetic blocks need to be cleared first. So yes, strategy. I heard the universe has a strategy for how to bring this pair back together, back into reunion. And reunion, of course, you guys can look like whatever you want it to look like. It doesn't have, you know, like a blueprint of what twin flame union looks like when it happens. That is truly up to the counterparts individually, specifically within their partnership. But everything that happens for these counterparts is according to divine strategy. So trust in that, surrender and trust the universe is the entire lesson of this entire awakening process that both counterparts are going through. And the following card that came out is the Envy card, which I feel like speaks to the divine feminine counterpart feeling envious of people who are still in the circle of the divine masculine, that still have access to him and contact with him. And this is completely normal, you guys. There's absolutely no judgment here, because when you feel so strongly bonded to somebody and you so strongly desire connection with this person, it is absolutely normal to feel envious of the people that have access to the one person in the world that you love the most, that you want to, you know, have them as a part of your life and to be a part of their life. When you see other people have that and you don't, that is completely human. And I think any of us would feel that way. So the divine feminine is, as she goes through her ascension process, is healing that inner envy that comes from a lower vibrational state of feeling disconnected from her counterpart. The thinking man again came out here. So yes, this is again strongly speaking to, I heard, father wounds. I feel like the divine masculine's very strong matrix and ego-based thinking is stemming from some form of paternal or caregiver wounding that must have happened in the formative years, whether that is the way that he saw a parent interact with the other parent growing up, whether that he does not have a positive view of romantic relationships and how people are when they are together. Maybe he doesn't believe in love or believe that he is worthy of love. I heard worthy, so okay, potentially this divine masculine doesn't believe that he's worthy of love. And those are also some of the wounds that are being healed here and energetically cleared out for this divine masculine. What other information do we need to know for the Twin Flame Collective? A lot of cards coming out today, you guys. That's good. Lots of messages and lots of energy. And I feel like today's energy is much more structured than other days. So I feel like the divine masculine that I'm connecting with is potentially a very structured individual in the 3D physical with respect to how he handles things and whatnot. So the 35 card came out here, the root chakra card. And this is a energy center within the energy body that both counterparts are actively healing, but especially the divine masculine, because as his root chakra strengthens, he will be able to release those codependent behavioral patterns or other circumstances in the 3D physical that are keeping him in the energetic and physical stalemate that he's in at this time. Indecision. This card to me is saying two things here. Number one, it's confirming that stalemate. Should I stay? Should I go? And that's also what I keep hearing Spirit say. Should I stay? Should I go? So that is one indecision here. But the second indecision that this is speaking to is the divine masculine being able to sever ties with those codependent patterns and potentially people that are keeping him propelled in that cycle of codependent patterns. Because I heard indebted to. So I feel like somebody or some group of people are very, close to this divine masculine's heart, and he feels indebted to them for some reason or other that isn't allowing him to sever those ties and realize that those connections are actually unhealthy for him. So action, yes, this is the guidance card, and this is also the number 17 card. I feel like a lot in the collective are seeing number patterns like 111 or 1111 or 777 or 7777. So if you are seeing those number patterns, also these messages might be for you. This is a guidance card for the divine masculine to actively focus on himself, to actively make those decisions that are in his best interest. And he will be able to do that through his awakening process here. When he does, this is a very predictive reading, he will get victory. The cornucopia card is wishes fulfilled. The minute that he heals his energy, turns inwards, trusts his intuition, and tunes in with his intuition so he can get proper guidance from within as to what he needs to do, his life will be set on the divinely destined path, and he will be able to overcome all the energetic and emotional overwhelm that he is currently going through. Yes, and the divine feminine here, woman holding a heart. And this divine masculine is fully aware of the fact that this divine feminine is the one who holds his heart, but I heard in denial. So I feel like there is a part of him that wants to deny that because this connection is so intense that it scares him. So being in denial about who truly holds his heart kind of is a coping mechanism, so to speak, for this divine masculine at this time, because he wants to feel like he has the freedom to walk away. And yes, on a 3D physical level, of course, everybody has free will. Everybody has that freedom. But energetically, that is not going to allow him to be at peace. He can walk away, but he's not going to find the peace or solace in that solitude that he's hoping he will get if he does make that decision. So victory is there for both counterparts in terms of healing and in terms of reaching their divinely chosen goal, divinely destined path. That is where their victory lies, and both of them know this on some 5D subconscious level, but the 3D matrix mind is keeping them grounded in that stalemate at this time. So I am going to go to the Lover's Oracle here and see what other guidance can I get, Spirit, for this twin flame couple who I'm connecting with this evening. Any messages from this deck that they need to know. Alright, let's see what came out here. Time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. How synchronistic, you guys. Yes, they are being guided to surrender. And that is a huge thing during this ego death process, is learning how to surrender, that you cannot always control what goes on the 3D physical or on any plane, really, but just getting out of an ego-based mindset, getting out of being 3D matrix grounded and ascending to something more spiritual teaches you that art of surrender. And over here, you guys, wow, this is so synchronistic. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. This just gave me a wave of goosebumps, you guys. Yes, so this divine masculine here knows on a 5D level that this is a sacred connection, that their soul union is sacred, and it's not something he can walk away from, no matter what his 3D physical mind tells him at this point. This is a sacred connection. Treasure it. That's so beautiful, you guys. Oh, I have the chills. I still have goosebumps. That is so beautiful. I am going to go to the Starseed Oracle here, since we haven't spoken a lot on the Divine Feminine today. I'm going to see if I can get some guidance for her as well from this deck. We spoke a little bit to her, but I feel like the Divine Masculine energy today was quite strong. Cards are flying, you guys. That's some great energy. Oof. Okay, that's too many cards. I'll just take that one. What do we have here? Okay. Big picture thinking, visionary inspired ideas, Palladius energy. Yes. So I'm being very drawn to the portal on this image. And I feel like that is the Ascension portal for the Divine Masculine that he is being walked through. And I feel like these little orbs of light back here are his Divine Feminine guiding, guiding him through that door. So I feel like the Divine Feminine is also being reminded here that she is the guiding light for her Divine Masculine. She has to do her own ascension and inner healing work in order for the Divine Masculine to mirror her and do the same. So I feel like I just heard feminine as a portal. So that's a strange message, but it is very synchronistic and kind of in line with what I just said. But what I feel like is being said by Spirit is that the Divine Feminine is a portal in many ways. If she is biologically female, she gives birth and becomes a portal for new life in that way. Through conception and the birth process, she becomes a portal when she is an awakened Divine Feminine for the awakening, the spiritual ascension of her Divine Masculine. She is also the portal for learning for the children that she bears in later ages. And this is just reminding her of how powerful she truly is. And even though she feels so extremely disempowered right now, because as we spoke on when the Garden and the Gate card came out, that she feels locked out and just like an outside, meaningless observer in her Divine Masculine's life, that she's actually playing a bigger role in his life than she realizes. That she has so much more that she is actively offering to him, even though he does not recognize it on a 3D physical level. Energetically, it is very, very recognized. That is not something that could be ignored. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, steady higher learning. Yes, exactly. Very synchronistic, you guys. This entire awakening process is not just a lesson for the Divine Masculine, but it is also the same for the Divine Feminine, because she is learning that the more she steps into her power and the more she ascends and surrenders, the more things automatically fall into place for her. That she's actually creating resistance by not surrendering. And she is actually getting closer and closer every day to achieving her goals when she is surrendering. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. Yes, so both counterparts are actually longing for each other, but the longing energy right now is more strong for the Divine Feminine. And this is reassuring her that her twin flame counterpart is indeed her home. And the universe recognizes that she is longing to get there. But I keep seeing this image of somebody in a parked car kind of pulled over on the side of the road, just observing you know, the empty road in front of them, but not driving, not moving the car. And I feel like the universe is guiding this divine feminine to make that spiritual movement forward, that she's not just a spectator in this journey, and she's not meant to just sit there and watch as everything you know, happens and stress herself out. She is meant to actively take part in her own healing by actively making choices that are emotionally and mentally healthier for her, that are going to help her ascension process. And the final card is lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Yes, so we spoke on this for the divine masculine earlier, but this is definitely also true for the divine feminine here, who is definitely more awakened than the divine masculine, but still not completely awakened, because there are still some things in her life that are unaligned with her highest vibrational state that must go. And when your life begins to crumble around you and you feel like everything and everyone you once knew are just kind of gone, they've just disappeared, that is when you know you are jumping timelines. You are in a parallel reality now from what you used to know, where you used to be. And as your vibration becomes higher, anything that's not aligned with your ascension automatically falls out of your life. So trusting that process, not just being a spectator here. You know, when we speak of surrender, I think a lot of people kind of correlate that word with inaction, and that's definitely not what the universe or spirit intends to convey when they say to surrender. That is more of, don't try to control what happens. That is surrendering, but that doesn't mean that you don't do anything and you just sit back and kind of watch everything unfold. That's not the guidance. So I just wanted to make that clearer for anyone who might be new on this journey, unsure about how twin flames work, etc. So with that, I am going to channel some love messages from the divine masculine to the divine feminine, and then from the feminine to the masculine. To channel a love message from the divine masculine to the feminine, I use message cards like these, and I use the Rumi Oracle for the divine feminine higher self love messages to her masculine. So I'm going to start with the masculine here first. Let's see what love messages come through here for the divine feminine. All right. You gave me that spark. Yes. So you are the one who is triggering your divine masculine into becoming the best version of himself, divine feminine. Definitely give yourself credit. You deserve it. On a higher self level, your divine masculine realizes that you are the one. It was you. It was always you. Your divine masculine is seeing signs and synchronicities everywhere. I believe the numbers 333 and 444 are also surrounding this particular divine masculine who I'm connecting with. And also, guys, I know this is a collective reading. Sometimes I do tend to channel some hyper-specific messages. So please use your intuition to differentiate and discern which messages are for you and which ones may be for others. But this particular divine masculine is definitely seeing signs and synchronicities everywhere that is reminding him constantly of the divine feminine, no matter how much he tries to walk away, so to speak, or sever that connection. This divine feminine, as we spoke on earlier, who is, you know, feeling locked out of his life and kind of envious of those who do have access to her masculine. On a higher self level, this divine masculine is reassuring her that don't worry about who has access to me, who wants me, who may be trying to pursue a relationship with me, because it's not them that I want. it's you, Divine Feminine. On a higher self level, I know this. So take this as your reassurance, beautiful Divine Feminine, and don't stress. Just focus on you. Some beautiful reassuring messages there. And to close it out, I'm going to my Rumi Oracle deck, and this will be a love message from the Divine Feminine for her masculine. If anyone enjoys abstract art or paintings, this Rumi Oracle deck you are going to absolutely love. And I love the back of it too. Just this design is so gorgeous. So what is a love message from this Divine Feminine who I am connecting with for her Divine Masculine? I'm just going to take the first card here. Layla. And this is the number 34 card. Yes. So like I said, the 3s and the 4s, very synchronistic, you guys. Let's see. What does the guidebook have to say about this card? The poem will be the love message here. Put aside your clever schemes, O lover, be mindless, become mad, dive into the heart of the flame, become fearless like a moth. Turn away from the self and tear down the house, then come and dwell in the house of love. Be a lover, live with lovers. Clean your chest from all hostility, wash it 7 times, then fill it with the wine of love. Be a chalice for love, be a chalice. You must be all love to be worthy of the beloved. When going to the gathering of drunks, be a drunk, become a drunk. Your thought takes a course, dragging you in its wake. Move beyond thought, let your heart lead, be the leader. When the grace of love is revealed, be a mirror to reflect it. When the beloved's hair is loosened, brush it like a comb, be a comb. Rumi. How I long for my thoughts to no longer make any sense to me. Then I can be rid of them, like noisy house guests who have overstayed their welcome. Oh, the peace when they finally go. Their incessant chatter brings me no comfort. I crave the silence of you. Will you let me hear it? Will you run through the noisy house of my mind with your great muddy feet so that I can focus on something other than my mind for a while? Maybe you can make such a mess that I shall give up my plans and attempts at order completely. Just give in for a change. It's time for that. To give up my ridiculous fantasies of perfection, useless, noisy, irritating, demanding, and yet deadening perfection. I'd rather just be alive. I want to plant my head in the earth, in the same mud that sticks to your feet, and breathe in her rich soil smell. I want to feel her heart beating in the quiet movements of the roots of the plants as they stretch and grab and stop my ears with her fertile dirt, finally gaining peace from the constant infernal racket of thoughts no longer wanted. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have goosebumps. I just wanted to stop reading for, a minute and just give my thoughts on it, but I couldn't do that. That is so synchronistic. This Divine Feminine who I connected with in this reading is definitely longing to be rid of these unproductive thoughts that are making her feel like she does not have a place in this Divine Masculine's life. That is why she's so strongly awaiting reunion, because she wants to feel like she can finally shut these thoughts out, which on a higher self level she knows are not going to hold true for long. She knows on some level that this is her ego-based mind that is causing her fear, but she is just desperately waiting for the day that in the 3D physical her reunion comes with her Divine Masculine, so that she can just release all these fears once and for all and be deaf to them for the rest of her life. That was such a beautiful reading, such beautiful energies coming through. I love you all so much. Your energies are so fantastic to connect with. They are just, they touch my soul and they're truly amazing. I am grateful every single day to the universe, to God, to the higher powers for giving me this gift to be able to channel these messages and readings for you guys and connect with your energy on such a deep and intimate level, because truly, truly, when you have a gift, I believe it is meant for the sake of others, that we don't just have a gift for the sake of having a gift to be selfish with it. I believe it's just like when you fill a cup. The cup is filled for the sake of being poured out. And this is my way of pouring out the gifts that I have been given so graciously. And I'm just grateful on every level. So thank you all so much for joining me here today. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and like my videos. And I will probably, once we reach some more people, when we get more new people on this channel, and it would make sense to do live premieres of my videos and things like that. Those are some things that I have in the works, so we could have a live chat feature, and as the pre-recorded videos would be playing on YouTube, we could all engage and just share our beautiful energies through a live chat, and I could get to connect with all of you who could make it during that time. If that's something that you guys might be interested in, please definitely let me know. That is something that I'm planning for the future of this channel, and I hope that it comes to fruition. So you can come join me also on Instagram and TikTok, where I post daily energy check-ins, readings, reels, etc. And you can also book your card pulls and readings with me there on Instagram. I will leave my user IDs in the video description box and or the pinned comment under the video, because sometimes I forget to put it in the description box, so then I'll put it in the pinned comment under the video. But either way, I will make sure that it's there for you guys, so definitely come join me there. And I look forward to talking to you all again in the next reading video. You all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your night. Bye, guys.